Hey there, welcome to Take Break. Today we're diving into a forgotten slice of history that lives among crumbling columns and tangled greenery. Stick around, because the story behind a tiny magazine will surprise you. Our tale starts with a letter dated December 26, 1896, penned by the president of the National Teachers Association. He writes from Chicago, thanking a colleague for sending him the very first issue of a new periodical called Birds. The letter is formal, yet the tone hints at genuine excitement. In the next paragraph, the president gushes about the magazine's appearance, calling it one of the most beautiful publications he's ever seen. He notes that its pages are not just pretty, but also packed with fascinating content. His praise sets the stage for why this little paper mattered. The president then makes a simple request: add his name to the subscriber list as a regular reader. He wants to stay connected to each new issue, ensuring he never misses a copy. It's a modest ask, but it shows his commitment to the publication. He continues, declaring the magazine both beautiful and incredibly interesting, perhaps the best of its kind yet attempted. The president believes it has the potential to win over a wide audience, not just educators. His enthusiasm is contagious. Finally, he closes with a hopeful wish that the modest magazine enjoys abundant prosperity and lasting success. He signs off respectfully, hoping the publication will flourish. This optimistic note caps off his heartfelt endorsement. Imagine a glossy advertisement that once shouted about the marvel of modern rail travel, now echoing through stone and foliage. The promise of speed and connection was printed on paper, but the only trains you can hear now are the whispers of wind through cracked arches. The Monon route boasted a journey fit for royalty, luxurious cabins, polished wood, and service that felt like a palace on wheels. In this forgotten corridor, the memory of that opulence clings to the stone like ivy. By day, the line promised bright parlor cars and elegant dining rooms where travelers could sip tea while the landscape rolled by. Now, the sunlight filters through broken panes, casting a warm glow on empty seats reclaimed by the forest. When darkness fell, the schedule spoke of palace-style buffets and private sleeper cabins, a nightly feast for weary travelers. Tonight, the only banquet is a spread of dew-kissed leaves and the soft rustle of sleepers long gone. The original ads boasted sturdy vestibules that kept passengers safe from the elements, a daily gateway between cities. Those same stone portals still stand, their strength softened only by the slow embrace of vines. Fast, on-time service was the crown jewel of the line, trains that never missed a beat. In the silence of the ruins, the memory of punctuality ticks on, measured by the slow sway of hanging moss. The line bragged about pinch lamps that lit the night like fireflies, giving a steady amber glow along the rails. Even among the crumbling stone, that light cut through the darkness, steering travelers safely on their way. One of the advertised stops was the legendary Mammoth Cave, a yawning mouth of limestone that beckoned curious riders. The train would pause at its threshold, letting passengers glimpse the cool, echoing depths before moving on. The brochure promised easy access to famed health resorts, where mineral waters were said to cure all ills. Today the stone terraces lie silent, vines curling around once busy promenades. They called the nearby springs the Carlsbad of America, and built lavish hotels to match. Now the marble facades are cracked and reclaimed by ivy, whispering stories of evenings long gone. The ad listed a polished stone plaque with the office address and the manager's names, McDowell, Rockwell, Reed, etched like a time capsule. Nature has turned those letters into mossy hieroglyphs. Switching gears, the same paper promoted Reed and Sons pianos, boasting patents from around the world and a prize from the 1893 World's Fair. The instrument now rests among the ruins, its strings silent but still humming with ambition. Reed and Sons boasted patents that stretched far beyond the United States. England, Germany, France, and Canada were all listed. Their brochures claimed every key and frame was legally protected across continents. The company marketed a new, scientific method of constructing pianos, saying the whole instrument was engineered from the ground up. They promised a fresh approach that would reshape the sound of the piano. One headline feature was a free vibrating sounding board, designed to let the music breathe without the usual dampening. In theory, every note should ring clearer and louder. Reed and Sons claimed they used strings mounted on aluminum wheels, a novelty meant to keep moisture out and preserve tone stability in humid climates. That was a big selling point for pianists battling damp air. Their ads highlighted a set of lateral pedals and a grand diploma medal, honors they said they'd earned at the 1893 Columbian Exposition. These accolades were meant to prove the piano's superiority. At the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago, Reed and Sons reportedly took home a top prize, the only American piano mentioned in the official German report. That recognition cemented their reputation, at least on paper. At the 1893 Columbian Exposition, this piano earned a grand diploma and a Medal of Honor. It was the only American instrument singled out in the official German report, a rare nod from across the ocean. Even today, its legacy echoes through the silence of these stones. Now we turn to a different kind of marvel, a whimsical compendium called The Story of the Birds. It promises a playful look at feathered creatures, from their ancient roots to their quirkiest habits. The work was penned by James Newton Bassett, a keen observer with a knack for turning natural facts into entertaining tales. Bassett's name appears at the very front, crediting him as the author of this feathered chronicle. The manuscript was polished by Drive W. T. Harris, a respected educator who took on the role of editor. Harris ensured the text was clear, accurate, and ready for readers hungry for curious knowledge. The book opens with a tidy table of contents, laying out a dozen chapters that explore everything from bird origins to their colorful courtship displays. It's a roadmap for the curious mind, promising a deep dive into avian lore. Chapter 1, titled Birds' Forefathers, kicks off the journey by tracing the distant ancestors of modern birds. It paints a picture of the early winged creatures that once ruled the skies before evolution took its course. Legends say the first birds learned to glide from the highest trees, testing the wind with tentative leaps. Over countless generations they refined those early hops into true flight, mastering the currents that once seemed impossible. The story tells how the forelimb transformed, bone reshaping into a lightweight framework that could bear feathers. This new wing structure gave the ancestors the lift they needed to leave the ground forever. Feathers, the tale explains, are nature's soft garments, keeping birds warm and dry. Beyond protection, their colors and textures became tools for attraction and camouflage. Every bird's plumage follows a specific cut, a layout of overlapping feathers that streamlines the body. This arrangement reduces drag and lets the bird move through air with elegance. Beneath the glossy outer feathers lies a layer of down, the bird's hidden underwear. This fluffy insulation traps heat, keeping the creature cozy even in the coldest breezes. The outer wrap of feathers shields birds from rain, wind, and predators while also serving as a dazzling display during courtship. Its durability and brilliance make it the perfect armor for the skies. When a bird outgrows its old feathers, it molts and welcomes a fresh coat of plumage. This seasonal makeover gives it better insulation and a chance to display new patterns. In the wild, the transformation is as dramatic as a sunrise over ruined walls. Some species treat their feathers like artwork, adding bold patches and flamboyant frills. These decorative plumes serve both to attract mates and to intimidate rivals. Nature's palette turns each bird into a living masterpiece. Colors aren't just for show, they act as signals in the avian world. Bright reds may warn of danger, while subtle blues can convey calm. Through these hues, birds speak a language that humans can only glimpse. When territory is at stake, birds become warriors, wielding sharp beaks and powerful talons. They spar with swift dives and fierce chases, each move a test of strength. These battles shape the hierarchy of the skies. Beyond combat, birds indulge in quirky antics, dances, acrobatics, and even scent displays. Some release fragrant oils to attract partners, while others perform comical hops to establish dominance. Their playful rituals keep the forest alive with laughter. Music is the heart of bird society. Their songs carry messages of love, warning, and territory. Each trill and warble is finely tuned, resonating through the forest like a timeless hymn. In the silence of the ruins, their melodies persist. The old tale talks about the oddball single birds, those who never settle down, called the bachelors, and the eccentric ones dubbed benedicts. Their strange habits made them stand out among the flock, like lone statues in a forgotten temple. According to the legend, some chicks are raised by birds that aren't their parents, forming a kind of avian stepfamily. These caretakers step in when the real parents disappear, keeping the young safe among the ruins. The story explains that early birds learned to sit on their eggs to protect them from cold and predators. That simple act of staying warm turned into the habit we now call incubation. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Take Break, turn on notifications, and share it with a friend who loves a good story.